Yo, what's up? It's your boy Currency 365. Hope you guys are doing well. Legends never die, they stay in our hearts. If you want to support us, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also you can come down here and hit the join button under the video or in our channel section. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/currency365. And we also have Cash App and also PayPal for supports if you want to sow some seeds. Peace out. God bless. Enjoy the video and keep the movement going. Legends. Bye.
This week's edition of Talking Terror with TFL. I'm Steven, or Squeaky on the internet, and I lead marketing at TFL. Sharp listeners will, of course, note that I'm not Zion, who's been hosting these until now. Special thanks to Zion for doing that from the start of Talking Terror. He's moved on to a new opportunity, and we all wish him the best. So you get me from now on. We have two guests today from the Terra ecosystem. One we're still working on connecting. The other is Philip of Eris Protocol. Eris Protocol being a liquid staking and slow burn arbitrage protocol built on Terra. Welcome to the space, Philip.
Thank you. Great being here. Really looking forward to talk about Alliance and what we have been building and behind over the last couple of months.
Yes, as am I. And our other guest is Danielle, aka 7183 of Big Labs, who has been working on a super secret project for the Terra ecosystem. We'll get them connected a little bit later on. So for now, as always, by the way, remember if you have questions, comments, or want to join the discussion, feel free to request to speak. We'll chat for a while and then open it up for questions officially. But you can also just throw a comment below the space if you'd rather have me ask a question on your behalf. So let's get started. Philip, so Eris Protocol is most known for its LSTs like Amp Luna, though it actually hosts a bunch of other apps as well. If someone is first learning about Eris Protocol, what do you want them to know, or what do you want them to explore?
Okay, so essentially in one of the spaces, a host called Eris Protocol DGEM Paradise. And what we are doing is all around yield in Cosmos. So we are a one-stop shop for the highest yield in Cosmos. And liquid staking is one part of it, but we have further branched out to also do auto compounding for vaults, a yield aggregation, and also the liquid restaking, which is super hype at the moment.
Yeah, liquid restaking is the hype du jour right now, isn't it? Which maybe that's a thing we should talk about. I mean, people might not be aware of that. Do you want to give it a breakdown and kind of what you're doing with liquid restaking?
Sure. So usually when you normally stake, you lock up your funds for 21 to 23 days, and you stake with a validator just regularly. When you add one layer on top, you have liquid staking. That means that rewards are automatically claimed and converted to the underlying asset. For example, for Amp Luna, we convert all the reward assets back to Luna, restake them, and what you get is a receipt token, Amp Luna. And while your token balance in your wallet doesn't increase, the underlying Luna you can claim from your receipt token by burning the receipt token always rises. And the advantage of that is that you now can move this Amp Luna token around between wallets. You can use it in other DeFi products like lending or collateralization markets. For example, you can mint Solid with it, or you can borrow USDC with Ginkgo on Terra. And also, it's a lot more tax efficient. There are some jurisdictions that see Amp Luna as a separate token, so it's like a swap into it, and you don't have to manually claim the rewards and create taxable transactions. So it's all this in one token. And now with Alliance, the fun thing begins, because you can now, with Alliance, you can pretty much list any kind of token as an Alliance asset. and this token can provide economic security for a chain, and in return, rewards are shared with the token that is being staked. So, for example, you can take AMP Luna, transfer it to Migaloo chain, and restake it. So, restaking is pretty much similar to staking. The only difference is that it's on a different chain, and that the underlying token that you are staking is already a liquid stake token. So you receive the rewards from one chain, and through the staking rewards of the other chain, you also receive rewards from the other chain. Of course, by doing that, you also increase your own risk profile, because if any of the validators is, for example, getting slashed, your capital would also getting slashed a bit. This hasn't happened yet with AMP Luna or any AMP token, as we are very careful with our validators that we select, and slashings often are being refunded by validators too, and for us. So restaking is just taking AMP Luna, bring it to a different chain, restake it, and then it's locked again. And liquid restaking is now this next level of the restaking, and this just means that instead of manually restaking the token, you can use, for example, Eris to restake it. And restaking means it stays liquid, and you have the same benefits as normal liquid staking, but with additional rewards. That, for example, we just had this proposal from Lion DAO to create an alliance with Terra. Lion DAO, for example, is a Terra ecosystem project showing a lot of DeFi protocols, Ryan is creating a lot of content for the community, and also brought in a lot of people into the Terra ecosystem back from other Cosmos ecosystems. And so they made a proposal to list Emperor as a liquid staking token for restaking on Terra. And this, of course, benefits Lion DAO, because users can now receive additional rewards, and this is somehow rewarding the community with additional revenue. And the DAO now also have this kind of treasury growing in itself, funded by the Terra community, to bring new projects. And probably one of the projects we will hear later on from Solid, I would guess. Not from Solid, from 7138. Other way around, 7183.
So yeah, I was close. But which, by the way, I was gonna pause real quick. I think I've got them 7183 in here to speak. Can you hear us? Can you speak here?
I don't see him yet in the speaker.
Yeah, it's Twitter being weird again. Twitter's still being weird. Love it. Thanks, Elon. Anyway, yeah, go on.
Yeah, so this is liquid restaking. That means that rewards are claimed and auto-compounded again. And the new token can also be used in any kind of DeFi protocol, and has these kind of additional rewards going for it.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see some of the innovation happening. Of course, Lion DAO with Roar has, as they usually do, broken something, but it's all in the search of doing new, interesting things. In collaboration with Eris in this example. I mean, everybody's really, really hyped about staking, liquid staking, restaking, etc. over in like the Ethereum ecosystem. Of course, we've been doing all this in Terra long before them, but hey, whatever. It's not like we want to rub that in their face.
Yeah,
we do. But
I mean,
no. But so. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I mean, a lot of these kind of innovative topics have been worked on Terra for a longer period. The only thing missing might be a bit more marketing in this kind of direction. And this is a good turn to also go to Alliance DAO, because Alliance DAO is now in this kind of space, or at least where I believe it is or should be, to also bring this kind of marketing and narrative better to other Cosmos ecosystems and to the general crypto world, that we have been doing restaking already since probably almost a year we have restaking now, and that we also start building these kind of additional use cases that can be done with restaking, not just restaking one coin, but LP tokens, or even these NFT projects like Alliance DAO, that you receive rewards from staking these virtual tokens, and by breaking apart the NFT, you can claim them, which creates this kind of positive feedback loop, because of course people want to keep earning the Luna rewards, and having them in the NFT.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool little gamified mechanic, something to it's going to get especially fun when some more NFTs are broken. For those who aren't aware of Alliance DAO, the DAO decided to send a few to the DAO's council, just as a security backup sort of thing, which were broken. So 462 or something like that have been broken out of the 10,000. So those don't actually accrue Luna rewards, but the rest of them do. And we'll do so until people start breaking them, which will get entertaining.
I have a question. Why exactly 462?
So this was a thing. Evan and I were discussing this for a while. The original Game of Alliance list said that there were 9,500 or 9,500 and 12 or whatever the number was, addresses that could have claimed. Most didn't, of course. But we were like, okay, so they did 10,000 NFTs, so like the extra were that 400, however. So we were like, all right, we'll have those. We'll send those to the council, since they never could have been claimed in the first place.
Nice to hear. Awesome.
Yeah, but whenever they start breaking, it'll be really, really cool. But in the meantime, there's actually before we get to kind of Alliance generally, there's a cool proposal up on the Alliance DAO on Enterprise DAO to partner with or to ally with Iris Protocol. By the way, is Iris or Eris? What do you prefer?
It's both fine.
Okay. With Iris Protocol to make all the Luna rewards that are right now being accrued to the Ally token, the Alliance DAO NFTs, and change them into AMP Luna.
Yeah.
So the DAO is voting on that right now. It'll mean the Luna and the NFTs grows over time. And we'll see how that vote goes. It's really exciting.
Yeah, really great to see it on chain right now. So the idea honestly was to build an alliance between Alliance DAO and Eris protocol. And by the way, why I'm saying probably Eris and not Iris is because of the German language. E is more spoken a bit different, so it's my German accent coming through. And so we saw a lot of chatting in the Alliance DAO Telegram that people have been asking about liquid staking, and of course we are here at Eris are complete liquid staking maxis. So we believe we don't hold any kind of native coins. We mostly hold liquid stake tokens or LP positions in our personal wallets. And and the thing about Alliance DAO is if you ignore these kind of inflation and don't stake the Luna for a longer period, and Alliance DAO NFTs are exactly this kind of time frame of multiple years to hold these kind of NFTs, to accrue the value. And especially after 3 to 4 years, you really can see the difference between the compounding and also the inflation, that you lose value in these NFTs faster than you can gain value via the staking rewards from Alliance. And that's why we have proposed the Alliance to liquid stake the underlying Luna of the NFT using AMP Luna, because we have the technology and the knowledge about that. We have also been very active in alliance building, so this is a great fit for us too, to continue building alliances with other ecosystems. With we have been on the forefront on that with Migaloo, with Carbon, and also, of course, try to bring always new partners into the mix to Terra. And as a cherry on top, we also added in some areas drop or linear vesting for the DAOs, or provide additional revenue. And I think it's pretty much a win-win for both projects, and the alliance is a good strategic alliance between Alliance DAO and Ares, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited to see. I say as I'm going to DAO.enterprise.money. Check it out if you haven't. See how that proposal's been going. Looking pretty good. But you bring up a good point about like pushing the Alliance module and Alliance adoption forward. I do think Alliance DAO is going to be a great way to do that. So if anybody is really interested in the Alliance module, go to alliance.money. Cool explainer video there. If you're not familiar with it, also joining Alliance DAO is a great way to get involved. But Iris has done a great job of like really helping with the expansion of the Alliance module. Are there other chains, other ecosystems that you would especially like to see Alliance go to next?
Yeah, so of course the Kuchira ecosystem, we are also very involved over there. But generally, it's an uphill battle a little bit, and this is also a reason why our validator, we decided to vote no on the initial proposal from Alliance DAO on Terra governance, was that it's super hard to build these alliances, and they require a lot of work in behind. And it's always easy to say, hey, we bring in 10 new alliances in a year, but bringing these alliances and putting them really live, and by alliance I really mean an economic alliance, so some kind of restaking where both ecosystems benefit, because alliance module can be used to onboard a lot of capital and can be used to onboard a lot of users as well. We have seen that with the Migaloo chain, and they have brought in a lot of different users from different ecosystems. They are also working on onboarding, for example, the Osmosis community by listing AmpOsmo in their alliance. And so Alliance is a great way to onboard users, and if we can improve users on the Terra ecosystem as well, this is a great benefit for the whole ecosystem, for every app in the ecosystem. But it's still a very hard process, and bringing these kind of alliances out to different chains requires a lot of work in behind.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's I mentioned the Alliance.money and the explainer video. It's nice to have that now. I think a lot of people, Alliance is not as obvious of a case to be made as like Warp Protocol. It's like Warp Protocol, you're making a DEX or something like that, and you'd like to add some automated options. Easy pitch there. It makes total sense. It solves the problem. Alliance is a little more complex. It's also extremely powerful.
Yeah.
The best way to pitch it to me is no Cosmos chain has ever died to 51% attack. That kind of security thing isn't it's important, but it's not necessarily where extra effort needs to go. Chains die because they're not economically viable. Like they slide into irrelevance. And Alliance is a tool to stop that from happening, to make a chain more interesting, to make its token more interesting to hold and stake, and to be able to do new, cool, interesting things. Migaloo is a great example of a chain that's doing interesting stuff with it. Terra is as well. The latest ones with the Alliance DAO NFTs and even with Amperor as well are just interesting new use cases, and are allowing new things to be built on them, like what Iris made the More token. on top of Alliance staking Amper, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's opening up really many use cases many haven't thought about yet. Especially these restake tokens with zero day unbounding rate allow for very efficient liquidity needs. So we don't need to have multiple liquidity pools for each of these liquid stake tokens, but they can use the same liquidity pool. So it's a lot more focused in this way. Then, of course, we see a lot of different kind of utilities. For example, Prism, the chain that will be launching probably also soon, will also include Alliance model, but for their own thing, of course, to incentivize their LP tokens. And it allows for a very economical way to distribute incentives from a chain, because what we have seen is that generally, Cosmos chains are paying a lot of inflation to validators and, of course, stakers to keep the chain secure. But on the other hand, often this kind of security isn't even needed. And Alliance has this kind of awesome way to still provide the same security, but incentivizing different kinds of things that users should be doing or helping the ecosystem to grow.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it really is at the end of the day about incentives. And the thing that Alliance allows is that those incentives be customized in a way that they're not. It is not possible otherwise.
Yeah.
Because you can't do something like, the Alliance DAO NFTs are a great example. That's something you just can't do without something like Alliance. It allows you to incentivize different communities, different activities. The LP proposal that was on the Terra Commonwealth the other day or a few weeks ago, which, by the way, that's being reworked, everybody. So updates on the Twitter. But that's another example of that.
Yeah, for example, this LP proposal I find also very good because it incentivizes liquidity on chain, and liquidity also creates trading revenue and so on. And the only thing I would, for example, like to see is also in incorporating the take rate a little bit more into these kind of alliances, because essentially this means that we can build up this community-owned liquidity in the ecosystem. So if we have an LP token with a reward rate, the community is of course spending inflation, Luna, for example, for the liquidity providers. But in return, the liquidity providers give back a small part of their LP tokens, and this kind of LP tokens is being distributed across all stakers. And if we take into account that, for example, TFL has staked 150 million Luna, we can also see that a huge part of these LP tokens will stay in the ecosystem. So both with inactive stakers or with TFL, or even the community pool could decide to stake some more Luna to also participate there. And this means we are building up a permanent liquidity pool on Terra that is not being paid for by incentives, because it's there and it's owned by the community pool, for example. And that's a huge factor to make a chain profitable in the long run, because we would not need to spend incentives indefinitely on these pools.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an excellent tool to do what is necessary or beneficial for a chain at the time. As you said, it doesn't have to last forever. It can be a limited time thing. It just depends on what the chain's voters want. I'm gonna move on here in a second, but I want to call out a couple of things. First of all, I wanted to thank Philip. So speaking of Alliance, there was a small issue with the rewards, which has been fixed. The chain upgraded, so that's been fixed. But he was instrumental in getting that fixed, figuring out what the issue was, posted the proposal, things like that. So thank you for that. Also, the White Whale team was the ones who first found it, but without Philip, that might have gone on for a little bit longer. So thank you for that.
Probably the line community doesn't like me now because I pushed it so fast.
there might have been a few. I'm in the line down chat. There might have been a few people who were like, "Vote no, vote no," but then everybody immediately was like, "Just kidding." The line down community is great. They're team players as well. Not that they didn't enjoy the juiced yields there for a minute, but they want everybody to be able to play as well. So no no concerns there. Also wanted to give a quick shout out since we were talking about LP and thus we were talking about Astroport. I want to congratulate Astroport. Their PCL pool launched on Osmosis, and they will be establishing a Luna pool there. So I just want to give them a shout out and a thanks. I think Andre's in the space here, so thank you, sir. We're gonna move on to the next. We got Big Labs here. First, I want to do a quick Q&A that I saw in the chat. Update on Station Mobile. Hit comment. So good on that one. So we have our next guest, 7183, is here from Big Labs. How's it going, sir?
Hey, excited to be there, and thank you for hosting this space.
Hey, absolutely. Thank you for coming on. I don't want to spoil the big surprise. You've been working on something special.
Yeah,
What you got going?
yeah. So, we saw a bit of excitement and movement when Asteroid launched the inscription on the Cosmos Hub, and that's why we decided to give a sort of use cases to inscriptions, especially on Terra. And we built a bridge that will allow users from the hub to bridge inscriptions on Terra and then use them here by creating DAO using Enterprise or creating liquidity pools on Astroport, using them as collateral on money markets and trade them like every other coins that is already on Terra. That's the news.
Very cool. So this is Asteroid Protocol, correct?
It's, you mean Asteroid, like the protocol on the hub?
Yeah, it was the CF20 inscriptions that Asteroid Protocol first came up.
Exactly. I'm talking about it.
Very cool. I know that Chris teased, roids on Enterprise a while ago. This would be the tease, or the result of that tease, which we're very excited about. Is there any? So you list out some use cases. Used in Enterprise, liquidity pools, lending, things like that. What do you expect people to use them for first? Like, or what are you most excited about? People using inscriptions for?
The Cosmos Hub is very limited for use cases of inscriptions because you can deploy contracts on it. So once the inscription is on Terra, you'll be able to do everything that like your fantasy is the only limit for it. So you can do whatever you like. I think Enterprise DAO is a great use case for like people that want to create a token on the hub because it has a lot of users and because it's easy to do it, and then create a DAO on Enterprise after bridging. It's easy too, thanks to our bridge. And then people can create community like we saw with Lion DAO or Pixel Lions or other DAO that are on Enterprise right now. And that's pretty cool. Also, liquidity providing on Astroport or on other DEXs will be a good use cases because it will allow users to trade more efficiently, let's say, and it will create a price level that can then be used to lend the tokens and liquidate and stuff like that. So pretty excited about that, especially because after the tokens are on Terra, they can be moved using IBC on all the other Cosmos chains.
Okay, that's really cool.